Hello everyone, it's Jessica Michaels here for A Cherry on Top Crafts, and today I have a Technique Tuesday video for you featuring this spread that I made for my travel notebook, and I'm going to show you how I did that today. So the theme for Technique Tuesday for this month, that happens every Tuesday, is splatters and drips, which is honestly one of my absolute favorite things. So we'll get to that in a moment, but first I have to finish off this first page over here, which is just a full-size photo that I printed out for my travel notebook here. The sizing on it is about 8 and I think it's like 8.25 tall by 4 inches wide roughly. So that's going to be a full page on the left there. I did some machine stitching on it on the top portion where I have that little tab that says Wander, and I'm pulling all of these beautiful pieces from the Wanderlust Explorer collection by 49 and Market. So I've got some chipboards here that I've used on my left page, and then on the right side I'm going to use some of these really cool rub-ons, and I'm also going to do some stamping. I've chosen a few of the die cuts from the ephemera pack, and this stamp set here is from Arden Creative Studio that I just really love these little ferns, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp those all around the outside edge of my page here. And the background paper is actually one of the larger sheets from the collection itself, from that Wanderlust Explorer collection by 49 Market. So I just cut it down to my page size here, and then I'm using the stamp set with various colors from the Stamp Market inks that I have in my stash here, and I'm just going to stamp around the page. If you don't have these inks, that's perfectly fine. You can use what you have, or you can use Distress Oxides or inks from the Cherry on Top shop. That's another ink that I love to use, are the Distress Oxides for these, because they really have kind of like a chalky distressed finish, which would be just perfect with these stamps. So I'm just kind of alternating my colors and alternating the stamps that I'm using, because there's a few different fern designs on the stamp set, and as you can see, it also has some splatter stamps on this set, so I'm actually going to use that today as well. I'm going to show you two different ways that you can add splatters to your layouts. So one way to do that is by stamping them. So I'm going to use this lagoon color, and I'm going to grab these splatter stamps here, and I'm just going to add these a couple times just by stamping them onto my layout. Now you can use a foam pad underneath your stamping, whatever paper you're using, if you want a nice impression, but I actually prefer to not use a foam pad and just stamp directly on my paper using my hard surface here, which is my glass mat. So I am just going to continue building this page up. I've got some splatters on there right now, which is the first way, and then I'm going to show you another way towards the end of this video as well. So I've got my rub-ons here. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer those. You want to use like a rub-on tool, or I use a bone folder that I have laying here in my stash, and I just wanted to make sure that I got all of the edges down. You want to peel that back slowly just in case some of it doesn't transfer. And I've got this other rub-on. I'm going to layer them because I really, really love this Life is a Journey little rub-on here. And I thought that would be just perfect for this. This photo is of my baby girl while we were on one of our camping adventures. So it was just perfect for this. And it was so green and gorgeous, and just kind of end of summer at this point and heading into fall. So I thought this collection was just perfect for some of these travel notebook layouts that I have to do, and all of my camping adventures. So I love this collection. I think it's gorgeous. I love the colors in it, and it would be so good for hiking or even some fishing layouts or anything that's adventurous. You could scrapbook a trip somewhere. Just tons of possibilities with this collection. I love it. And I have these little epoxy little embellishments that I'm going to use. I'm going to pop this little globe here from the laser cut embellishments, and that's something I really like too. I'm really enjoying these little laser cut embellishments. They come on these sheets like that, and they're just really easy to just pop out of there and use, and it's nice because you can just see everything at a glance of what you have, and you don't have to like root through a whole pack of ephemera to find what you want, which is just really nice. But I mean, I don't mind particularly hunting through a pack of ephemera. I usually just kind of sort through them on my desk, but it is nice sometimes to just be very quick and easy and just be able to grab what you want. I added some thread behind that camera embellishment, and then I'm using a little bit of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to add all of these other embellishments down. The camera, I did use some glue dots to sandwich that thread in between there and add that to my layout. That way it stuck down very nicely. And then just adding one of these little epoxy embellishments there. And then I was kicking around adding these little tags on the bottom, these little luggage type tags. I thought they were adorable, but I just couldn't find a good placement for it. And I wanted to leave a little space in there to add some more chipboard phrases. So I'm going to leave that empty for now until I grab those chipboards. I have a little border strip by Photoplay that I cut this from, and it was just a little border set of dies from Photoplay. I think it was a while back, so I doubt they're still in the shop, but I have a whole bunch of border dies. I kind of alternate on what I use, and I just wanted a little scallop border right here. That's one of my favorite things to do, is just add these little cute scallop borders to things alongside my photos, things like that. So it just gives it a nice little pop of color and interest there on that right side. And then here I'm just sorting through these chipboards and seeing what I wanted to use. I wanted just a small word, and then I ended up finding a word in here that just says go, and then a cute little phrase for underneath there. So I'm going to add those two little chipboards, again using that Deluxe Nuvo adhesive, which dries clear, so I don't have to worry when I make a mess with it, because I usually do. So I can go ahead and add that on there, and if it sloshes out a little bit, I don't have to worry about it because it's going to dry up clear. So I have my stamping, it's all dry and done. I'm gonna go ahead and get these anchored down, and then I can do my Nuvo splatters, I believe is what I do next. I love that little arrow too. I wanted to pop that next to that little go to kind of create a little focal point. So I'm going to grab two different Nuvo products. This one here is the Nuvo Mica Mist in Antique Gold, and then I'm grabbing Sparkle Spray in Peacock's Plume as well, which is a blue one. And basically I just take the nozzle out and I just flick it on. It's so simple and easy. It is seriously that easy. And here's what the finished spread looks like in my book. So I thank you guys so much for being here. I hope I've inspired you to create something and try some splatters and drips on your layouts. And I just love the texture that it brings to the layout. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will link everything down below in the description in case you want to grab anything from the shop. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.